It is 11 a.m. here in London. It's 1 p.m. in Kampala. I'm Monita Rajpal at the Olympic Park. You're watching World 1. 18 hotly contested gold medals are up for grabs as day 6 of the Olympic Games gets underway here in London. Here are the highlights. Cyclists hit the track at the velodrome for the first time. Men and women both in action today. Russia's most famous judo enthusiast, the president, Vladimir Putin, will drop in to see some of today's bouts as he makes his first visit to Britain in 9 years. And he'll also be heading down to Downing Street for talks with Britain's Prime Minister David Cameron, where they are likely to square off over the ongoing crisis in Syria. Amanda Davis joins us now for a look at the medal count and the action so far. Hi there.
Hi, Monita. Yeah, lots of people talking about Team GB's gold rush on day 2. It's all pretty relative, though, isn't it? China's gold medal haul is looking pretty impressive. They won 4 golds on Wednesday, from swimming to synchronized springboard diving to singles table tennis and weightlifting.
Thank you very much for that. Well, that brings us to our question of the day. We are asking, is it more important to win a medal or to try your best? We've had a mixed bag of responses for you. Harry Michelson, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, says, if you're going to tank a match because you know you'll end up playing someone easier, are you that deserving of a medal to begin with? But Olivier Tabi disagrees. We'll, of course, have more from the Olympics a little bit later on here on World 1. But right now, let's switch gears and bring you up to date on the other stories that are making headlines here on CNN. And in Syria, the human rights groups are saying government forces killed at least 47 people in the suburbs of the capital city of Damascus. Some of the bodies are said to show signs of summary execution. As the violence continues to rage, France assumed the presidency of the UN Security Council, and now from Washington with more on that. Elise, is this a sense that the United States is taking more of a somewhat active role in what's happening in Syria?
Well, Monita, as we said, we don't know when it was signed, but it was in the past few months, and you have seen the U.S. kind of increase.
You're watching World 1 live from London, making a plan to save the euro. Will the European Central Bank bring out the big guns? Welcome back to World 1. Some world leaders say that what Europe needs is a big bazooka in the battle to end its debt crisis. In just over an hour from now, the European Central Bank will reveal whether it is prepared to use it. Last week, ECB President Mario Draghi said he would do whatever it takes to defend the euro, and right now, the bank's policymakers are discussing their options. It is being Draghi will turn out to be Super Mario. For that to be true, he'll need to produce something pretty super. Well, Fred Pleitgen joins us now from Germany, where the ECB is meeting. And Fred, just how much is Mario Draghi able to do?
Well, there's a lot of things that he is able to do, and certainly there are a lot of people who fear of...
Staying in the air, Air Canada says it is treating an incident in which a passenger found a needle in his flight meal on Monday seriously. It comes just weeks after needles were found in sandwiches served on Delta flights. While the two incidents appear to be unrelated, it does raise questions about the measures airlines are taking to check the food served on board. As Brian Todd explains, it's a task easier said than done.
2 airlines, 7 sandwiches, heightened anxiety. A passenger found a sewing needle in a catered sandwich on board an Air Canada.
This is World 1 live from London. Coming up, welcome back to World 1. We are live at the Olympic Park in the East End of London. The Aquatic Centre will be the focus of attention tonight. 2 of America's top swimmers go head-to-head in the men's 200-meter individual medley. Michael Phelps, who's won more medals than any other athlete in Olympic history. Looking forward to another exciting day for swimming fans. And Amanda Davis joins us again with more on that.
Yeah, this one is... well, it's a historic matchup because it's pretty much going to be the last competitive meeting between Ryan Lochte and Michael Phelps, because, of course, Phelps is retiring at the end of these games. And there's some serious battles to be had and scores to settle. Ryan Lochte, historic event to watch, really.
Thank you very much for that, Amanda. Appreciate it. Well, one of London's most iconic tourist spots is making its Olympic debut this week. Hyde Park will host the triathlon and swimming marathons with athletes using the famous Serpentine Lake. CNN's Neil Curry tested the water at this unique Olympic venue. Although activists say most communications in and out of Aleppo have been cut off, and as Ivan Watson reports, it appears some rebels are resorting to brutal tactics. First, a warning, some of these images are disturbing.
The battle for Aleppo is turning uglier and more vicious by the day.
The deadly Ebola virus has claimed more lives in Uganda. Health officials say 2 more people have died, bringing the number of dead to 16. One of those is a 14-year-old boy joins us now from ChickfilA, Uganda, which is the epicenter of the outbreak. David, before I let you go, what kind of precautions have you and your crew have had to take to report the story?
Well, basically, there's several layers of danger, as it were. Where I'm standing right now, it's probably okay to wander around.
All right, David, thank you for that. David McKenzie reporting to us there. And we'll be right back here on World One. Welcome back. The final round of swimming's keenest rivalry will be played out later today. Amanda Davis joins us again with that.
Yep, it promises to be a great evening in the pool. Do not miss it. The holy grail in Olympic swimming is to win the same individual event in 3 consecutive Olympics. It's only been looking pretty good to get pretty close to that as well. There's still over a week of competition to go.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. You're watching World One. When we return, we'll update you on the weather forecast here in London on day 6 of the 2012 Olympic Games. Stay with us for that. What's trending on social media right now? At number 3, the top Google search in the United States, Chick-fil-A. The restaurant chain's president recently weighed in on same-sex marriage by saying his company backs the traditional family unit, and they're dangling from the wire is one of the most popular right now. Well, I'm sure he was glad that at that time it wasn't pouring here in London, because he probably wouldn't have taken it as well as he did. Jenny Harrison there at the World Weather Centre. What can we expect today?
Hey, Monita, I'll tell you one thing for certain. Start off, however cold you think you might be this morning, you and Amanda, it's colder in the studio. So, you know, it's not too bad where you are right now. And also, I've seen you both sort of having to squint a little bit because of the sunshine. Now, I have to tell Monita.
All right, Jen, thank you so much. You're watching World One live from the Olympic Park. I'm Monita Rajpal. Thank you for joining us. The headlines are next, right here on CNN.